Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Grace Fletcher and welcome to this vlog. In this vlog, I'm extremely excited. I will be reading the Folk of the Air series and I am so beyond excited. I already recorded this and I just kept saying I'm excited over and over, so I decided to try to record the intro again. But I will be reading The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and The Queen of Nothing. And I've already said this so many times. I'm so excited for this. I've been reading so many extensive and heavy books like Donna Tartt's Secret History and The Goldfinch. So really a lot of classical, heavy, very thought-provoking books, which are things that I enjoy personally. That being said, I am craving something light and something that I just read for fun, not to try to improve my writing skills or to prepare for writing draft 2 of my novel. So I am so excited. I've been truly waiting to get back into reading YA books, and I love YA books. I know that I'm a full-grown adult and I'm 20, but there is nothing like a good YA book. So I'm very excited to get into this vlog. I just ate lunch and I'm about to put on some music on the TV, and we're gonna start off with The Cruel Prince. I debated buying them all or just buying one, but I went ahead and bought them all at Barnes & Noble because I started reading this one when I was there, just the first page, just to make sure that I'd be interested, and I was like, what the heck? This is great. I want this. So I bought them all. So I'm very excited. And let's go ahead and get into this vlog. So I think I'm gonna see if there are any already playlists out there for Folk of the Air, because I don't know what kind of, I have an idea of the vibes that I'm getting into, but I want someone who already knows what I'm getting into to decide for me. Oh, yes. Let's get going. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I already looked at this in the store, but I just want to show you guys. Look at this. I love the art style that's here. Oh, the faces. Oh, it's so pretty. Look how pretty this is. I want to read this. Okay. Book 1. Children born of fairy stock never need for shirt or frock, never want for food or fire, always get their heart's desire. Jingle pockets full of gold, merry when they're 7 years old. Every fairy child may keep 2 strong ponies and 10 sheep. All have houses, each his own, built of brick or granite stone. They live on cherries, they run wild. I'd love to be a fairy's child. Robert Graves, I'd love to be a fairy's child. Oh, that's so cute. It's probably gonna be a twist where it's like, oh, would you really want to be a fairy's child? But yeah. Oh, I should probably also read in the back. Okay. Sharpen your blade, harden your heart. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous high court of Fairy. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, but many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Cardan, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. From #1 New York Times bestselling author Holly Black comes the first book in a stunning trilogy filled with twists and enchantment, as one girl learns the meaning of true power. I'm so happy right now. Okay, let's get back to reading. So, I am currently chapter 15, towards the end. And let me just say, this is absolutely excellent. I'm this far through. I started reading this book a few hours ago. I think I could read all 3 of these in 3 to 4 days. Solid. It is that good. I am screaming, crying, kicking my feet, giggling, just laying here in my bed, just literally in love. I know it's not perfect. I know it's not a literary work of art, but this book, I can't stop reading it. I cannot put it down. And that's what makes it great. Everything with Cardan and Jude, the like tension and the amount that they hate each other, chef's kiss. I still don't know how to pronounce her sister's name. I've just been saying Taran in my head. She is also the moment. She is wonderful. I love her and Jude's relationship, but it's getting to a part where like you can tell that there's a lot of tension in between the two of them, and it kind of makes me really sad because their relationship is so good in the beginning and they are just so close, but there are so many things going on and just so many secrets between the two of them that are just, they're tearing me apart. I have suspicions for who Taran is in love with and who is gonna make the proposal before Madoc at the coronation. I truly believe that it is one of the brothers. And I won't say which one I think it is. I don't think it's Cardan. But at the same time, I'm incredibly scared that it is. Based off what she said, I don't think that it's him, but like, if it is, instantly heartbroken. I know that like Jude hates him right now, but like you can tell there's some other feelings going on there. She doesn't like him, she doesn't love him, but like I feel like even though she doesn't completely understand her feelings for him yet, she would be heartbroken, and I'm not ready for that. And just that pairing would no. I thought it was Locke, but the way that he interacts with Jude and the fact that he almost kissed her, I really hope it's not him, because if Taran's in love with someone like that, no, immediately no. Like, girl, I feel so bad for you. But that has got me on the edge of my seat. I really, what was it called again? I really liked getting introduced to where is it? The Court of Shadows. I think the Court of Shadows is really cool. I think it's very interesting, and I'm glad that she's kind of found her place, though it's not as a soldier, that it's as a spy. And honestly, I think she and her personality and the way she is, I think she'd be very good at it, and she is very good at it. So I'm excited to see where that goes. But regardless, absolutely loving this book. I need to cook dinner, but I don't want to put it down, so that's a problem. But absolutely amazing. So far, 5 out of 5 stars. A work of art. So, it is now the next day. I honestly could have finished this book yesterday because I was halfway through and I still had the whole evening basically, but that's not what I ended up doing. I ended up going with my husband and hanging out with some friends, but I adore this. All of the characters and all the tension and all the relationships with one another is just so well done. And the way that she writes, I just enjoy it so much because it's so simple. It's not that she overwrites and she adds a lot of details, which she could very well get away with considering the nature of the book. I particularly love the beginning where she's talking about Jude and Taran and her getting the fish sticks and the fish sticks from the microwave and the ketchup. And the way that she describes things is not the way that I would describe them at all. Like, I would never think to start out talking about something like that, but I know what like soggy fish sticks and ketchups like smells like and tastes like. It's such a childlike experience, and she keeps doing things like that throughout the whole book, where she just explains it in a way where things are so I don't want to say unintentional, but it's like everything that she does is so relatable, and that's a very hard thing to do considering how high fantasy this book is, but she does an excellent job. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I'm gonna get back to reading, and I'm definitely gonna finish this today, and I might start on the other one later tonight, but let's get going, do it again. So, I just finished reading The Cruel Prince, and it was so good. It was phenomenally good. I'm gonna go ahead and rate it 5 out of 5 stars. I don't know if that's just because I haven't read YA fantasy in a while, but it was legitimately amazing, a work of art. If you love YA fantasy, specifically fae, and you also love plot twists and really morally gray characters, I would 100% recommend this book. I loved Jude, I loved Cardan. Even her relationship with her twin sister Taryn was just so, I don't want to say ruthless, but there was some cruelness to it, and it was just so lush and beautiful, and I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. It took me less than 48 hours to read this book, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I am so beyond excited to get to The Wicked King. I'm gonna start it right after I go on a walk. But anyway, to summarize, The Cruel Prince, 5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, I'm gonna go on a walk, eat dinner, and then I'm gonna get started reading The Wicked King. So hi, we are back in the bed, chilling. I'm currently editing, or just like looking over the video so far. And I think I'm gonna pause on that. I don't think I'm gonna actually get to read as much as I really want to read this book tonight, just because like it's almost 7. I'm tired. I have school to do. I have a bunch of like internships, jobs to apply for, because if any of y'all are trying to get into publishing, you know how hard it is and how stressful it is, and the great extent of jobs that you have to apply for, even for the chance of getting one, which is even slimmer. But anyway, I really just want to get started on it at the very least. I want to read chapter 1. So to get us started, I'm gonna read the back just like I did for The Cruel Prince, and I think I'll also read the first one of these. There's actually 2 in each book. One says book 1 and one says book 2, and it's 2 little short prose or poetry, and I think they're really cool. So I'm gonna read the back and then that. So, you must be strong enough to strike and strike again without tiring. Jude has bound the Wicked King, Cardan, to her, and made herself the power behind the throne. Navigating the constantly shifting political alliances of Fairy would be difficult enough if Cardan were biddable, but he does everything in his power to humiliate and undermine her. After what happened in the last book, kind of understandable. When it becomes all too clear that someone else to Jude means to betray her, Jude must uncover the traitor and fight her own complicated feelings for Cardan to maintain control as a mortal in a fairy world. The feelings? Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. And I didn't really think about this. I saw the cover, obviously, but I didn't really think about this until I saw, and it also has the same gorgeous map that I absolutely love, until I saw this, which is different than the first one, and I was like, that's basically the sea, so that's a reference to the undersea. And so this book, based on that and the cover, must have something to do with mermaids. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because it seems like a complete switch up. But at the same time, if the last book is any answer to how good Holly Black is at creating engaging and amazing worlds, I have no doubt it'll be good. But it wasn't what I expected. So I'm a little on edge. But regardless, I'm extremely excited, and I think that it's gonna go really well, and I'm interested to where it's gonna go. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'm gonna read the book 1 poem. Book 1. Say to him thus, that I defy his slanders and his infamy, and as a mortal enemy do publicly proclaim him. Withal, that I had mine own, he should not wear the fairy crown, but with a vengeance should come down, nor we a king should name him. Michael Drayton, Nymphadia. Oh, so maybe it could be the merfolk aren't accepting of who's on the throne. Okay, you know what, I'm done. Oh, I need to show you the chapter art. That's so pretty. The little dragonfly and oh my gosh, it's the signet ring. It looks like it could be one of the rulers, like Cardan's ring. That's so cool. I'm so excited. You have no idea. You have no idea. This is, I don't want to say this is the best weekend of my life, but this is pretty up there. But yeah, we're gonna get started on The Wicked King by Holly Black, and I'll get back to you later on the vlog. I have no words. This 5 out of 5. I was concerned because sometimes with second books in series, they just aren't as good, or they kind of just stumble in a different direction before they get back on track in the third book. But this, with the merfolk and the fae and Cardan and Jude and Taran and Locke, I don't know which one I like better, this or The Cruel Prince, but they are very close. Both excellent, both 5 out of 5. Sorry I did not vlog since I started reading this, but as soon as I opened this book, I was on lock. I said last night that I was just gonna read one chapter. Flash forward to like 6 hours later, I'm on chapter 20. I wake up this morning, the first thing I do, grab this book, and then around 11, I finish this. It is day 3 of me reading this series. I'm fixing to just no-life it like I have been for the past 2 days and go ahead and read this one. I have homework, I have responsibilities, but this is much more fun. And this is, oh my gosh. The end of this book, I have no words. Nothing I expected once happened in this book. Traitor that wants to remove like Jude from the court and from power, who it was, did not expect it at all. The end with Cardan and Jude, I mean, honestly, my heart was beating fast. I was like, so like they're, you know, like that's kind of cute. And then when they were at the beach at the very end, and he's just like, you've got to be joking. I was fuming, but at the same time, I was so happy about it because that was the coolest ending imaginable. And I mean, considering what happened at the end of The Cruel Prince, I mean, it's kind of just a full circle moment. She kind of deserved it, but at the same time, everything she did to get to the point into The Cruel Prince where it was exactly the way she wanted it, that just slowly started unraveling all throughout book 2, bringing her back down to even less than she started at. That shows you just how quickly power can decimate itself and you can lose it. And even with the back, you must be strong enough to strike and strike and strike again without tiring. She was putting in so much work. She was working herself to the bone to keep this entire country of Elfhame in line and in her power. I was fixing to just come on camera and lift it up and be like, no words, next book, because that's what my brain feels like right now. This is excellent. That's all I have to say. 5 out of 5. If you have not read this series yet, you will not be disappointed. Read it, read it, read it now. TBR list up to the front right now. I will keep you updated whether or not I decide to start this today or not. Honestly, I think that this is all my brain can handle right now because I will keep thinking about it until I do. I do have stuff to do, but like the temptation is very much there. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next clip. The thing I truly love about this series is its raw examination of power. How far a person is willing to go in order to gain it, and how far a person is willing to fall in the chance of losing it. The search for power can seem selfish, hungry, and cruel, but power, at its core, is a want spun in the absence of safety. Jude and her sisters were thrust into a cruel world, and in order to survive, they must become what they despise. Their safety, their stability, comes at a cost. They're drawn into a relentless current, and in the face of it, Vivian treks sideways to the shore. Taryn lets herself become carried off with it, and Jude swims against it, all implying a different form of power in the search for safety. No such way is more wrong or more right than the rest, but when they each finally find themselves safe from the current, they'll each end up on different shores, simultaneously strung together and thrust apart by their cruel childhoods, each in the name of family. So, I'm not even gonna lie to you, it's legitimately a week after I finished the last book, but I have been so swamped with school that I just did not have the time to actually look presentable and film without falling completely behind, which already happened. But anyway, I still wanted to actually have an ending review for this whole series rather than just putting something up at the end. So I just wanted to say that this book series was such a great refresher to me after reading the more dense, very heavy topics that I had been reading. It was such a fun read, and it was a very indulgent read. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Holly Black, the way that she crafts plot and she crafts tension in relationships, and the outward display of cruelty and doing whatever you can to get what you want is just absolutely excellent. Now, like I said before, I rate The Cruel Prince 5 out of 5, The Wicked King 5 out of 5, The Queen of Nothing, I'm gonna go 4 out of 5. I didn't enjoy this book as much, and I think it might be something to do with the beginning. The way that she was taken out of the world at the end of this one and then placed back into the same world, like she was trying to get back invested into it. It felt almost slower, and it felt like you were reading almost like a spin-off, if that makes sense. Like, oh, we're getting the gang back together and we're going back in. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I still rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the rest. So overall, I'd say the whole series for me was a 4.5 to a 5. I overall extremely enjoyed the whole series. I enjoyed the ending of this book. I felt there were a little bit of pacing issues in the end, and I felt like the plot points and the beats could have been crafted differently. That goes into like why I also gave it a 4 out of 5. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this series, and I thoroughly enjoyed just taking the time to indulge in it and to read it and to just spend time in this world that Holly Black created. So I just wanted to say thank you for coming along with me and watching me read this book series, and I hope that you can join me with some more vlogs. If you want to watch more of me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below and leave a comment. Leave the swords crossing emoji if you watched to the end of the video, and tell me what you thought about the Folk of the Air series. I genuinely loved it. Tell me if you had any things that you specifically loved about it, or if you didn't like it. I would also love to hear about that too. But anyways, that's the end of this vlog, and I'll see you all in the next one.